皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today's topic is something that I want to share with you and also ask you about your opinions and your experience because I really want to know if this something similar would ever happen outside of Japan because it's something for me it's something I cannot believe is happening actually in Japan or happened I should say in Japan, and I really want to know if this happens actually anywhere else outside the world too. So if I jump right into the main topic today. So basically there is a very famous, I shouldn't say his name because it gets all confusing, but there is a really famous children's book author in Japan, which I really respect a lot. He's also an entrepreneur, so he has a lot of other businesses, but his main job is actually a children's book artist, so he writes pictures, and art. And his movie, actually, the children's book turned into a movie because what he really wanted to do was to make other musicals and movies. And becoming a children's book author was just his first step, actually. And he's making a lot of other forms of art right now. And the movie itself was played in the U.S. as well. The title was Propel, Chimney Town, Chimney Town Propel, and so it became really popular outside of Japan too, and so it was a big boom in Japan as well. Of course, from the book and forced to the movie, and it became very famous. And from there, it actually changed into kabuki as well because there's one story you can basically change it into any form of art, right? So there was a really famous kabuki artist, kabuki performer, I guess, called Ichikawa Ebizo. So Ichikawa is a name that has been carried on for generations. Through this is the 9th Ichikawa, for example, or the 8th Ichikawa kind of thing. It's been carried on, and the Ichikawa today, Ichikawa Ebizo-san, basically offered the author, the artist who wrote the children's book I should give him a name to say his name. His name is Nishino. So Nishino-san basically was given an offer to create a kabuki version of Chimney Town. So he made a kabuki story, and they actually did it on stage, and it was a big success. Yeah, I think as a person who really wants to preserve and also evolve traditional culture, as I always say, I think this challenge was amazing. Originally a children's book changing into a movie and then changing into kabuki show. It's really great. And by the way, recently they're actually working on a ballet story as well, so I'm just really looking forward to that too as a big fan of Nishino-san. But the thing today I want to talk with you is that the problem, I guess, it blew up on the internet and became a big problem with a lot of criticism towards Nishino-san. And what happened is that the kabuki tickets, the tickets to go to the kabuki show, there were the top ranked seats, there were the low ranked seats. There's these ranks depending on where you sit, right? And in Japan, we express this as S, A, B, C. And S is the highest, and then you have A, B, C, and it goes down, right? So basically, what became a problem on the internet, what blew up, is that the S rank, which is the top ranked tickets, were actually one person was about more than 20,000 yen or even more expensive. So that would be like $200 basically. Yeah. And the average price of a kabuki show's S rank ticket is about 10,000 basically. So it's about more than twice as expensive, actually. So 20,000 versus 10,000. So $200 versus $100 is what happened. So, and what happened is that the people on the internet were like, "Why is this ticket so expensive?" And this Nishino must be deceiving other people, or what is it? Like for example, he's not humble enough. He must think that his work is perfect, and things like that. And it became a big problem. But obviously, the reason why he wanted to make the highest rank seats so expensive is because he wanted to make the cheapest seats cheaper. right? By making the S rank seats 20,000 yen, he was able to make the C rank seats, which was the lowest, to 3,000 yen, which is impossible in regular kabuki shows because even the cheapest seats could be about 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 yen regularly. But because he made the expensive ones more expensive and the cheaper ones cheaper, he was able to basically bring in more people. And the thing is that the people who bought the S rank tickets were satisfied. No one, by the way, all the S rank tickets were sold out, obviously, very quickly, and no one said anything about it. No one complained about the quality. No one said any problems. The people who were saying these things on the internet, making this into a very big problem, were not the people buying the tickets. And it's very weird. It's just like someone bought a bag from Chanel or Gucci, and there's a person walking down a street and coming up to you and saying, "Oh, that's so expensive. Why are you having that?" And criticizing for you for buying something that you can afford and that you wanted to buy, and criticizing the brand or the company or the shop that sold that, even though their customers were satisfied and happy about it. This is very weird, isn't it? Now, from this we can again explain about the characteristics of Japanese people, and the reason why I wanted to ask you if something if ever happened before, or if you can imagine if it would happen, I want you to let me know, because it might be characteristics outside Japan too. But from my point of view, I really feel this is a characteristic among Japanese people. Again, there's two things. Number one, we really lack the education of money. Financial fields of education. I've talked about this in one of my past videos on my main channel, talking about why Japanese people consider money is something evil, and that actually has a tradition coming down from the Edo period, when the merchants were considered to be the lowest ranked people among the society, because they were the people who were taking care of the money, right? And because the reason why the government wanted to keep them in the lowest rank is because having too much money will have too much power, right? So they wanted to control them by keeping them in the lowest position, and just teaching the people that learning about money, touching money, using it, everything, using too much money, for example, at once or stuff like that, is something very vulgar and very evil. Yeah. So that lasted for more than 200 years. So that trait basically continued among Japanese people. And of course, even today, the education is made by the politicians and politics and people. It's so much easier to control people if they don't have knowledge about money, right? So this kind of idea still continues on today. So hardly anyone studies about money, and something so simple as making one ticket more expensive so they can make another ticket cheaper. So many people, I don't want to say the majority of Japanese people, but I would say a very big group of Japanese people were against it and not even understanding how the system works. Now, by the way, I really respect Nishino-san for doing this, because in order for Japanese traditional culture to thrive again, or to revive, to evolve, we really need to have a wider entrance, a gate, for more people to come inside. And to do that, of course, the money of tickets or to train or things like that is really important, because Japan is of course, having a lot of financial problems today and such. So I think that's a really good thing. I respect him very much for that. And the second thing is about we must all be together. So number one was Japanese people believing that money is evil, right? Number two is about, again, togetherness is the most important thing, kind of idea among Japanese people. So what they're trying to say is that it's not fair that one ticket is more expensive, But we need to understand who is benefiting from these groups of people who are buying the more expensive tickets, right? It's the people who are complaining on the internet, right? That's almost like saying that everyone should pay the same amount for a ticket is like saying that we should all pay the same amount of taxes regardless of how much income you have, right? And the people who are complaining are the people who have less income. because there are the people who can't afford the S rank tickets. But again, we are taught in schools, in job hunting, and everything, that togetherness, everyone being all the same, is so important in Japan because of its collectivist society, because of its harmony, that Japanese people cherish so much. They tend to think that being together, the same, is always, better. Yeah, is superior. But again, if you understand just one sentence of exclamation, you can easily understand that that is not fair. That is not fair. If you really paid the same percentage of taxes for all people in Japan, there's going to be a lot of people dying in poverty, right? But there's still so many people who can seriously go up on the internet and complain about these things and cause trouble and blow it up, right? And so I just really wanted to ask you guys, first of all, what do you think about this phenomenon that happens in Japan, number one? And I also want you to let me know if you've ever heard of a different community, a different country, a different nation that has similar problems, because I've never ever heard of something like this outside of Japan before. Would something like this, I personally would say it's very crazy, that people complaining about something that they don't even buy without understanding the system. Yeah. So please let me know in the comments if you've ever heard of something like this ever happening somewhere else before. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know that there's a lot of people studying Japanese and willing to come to Japan to travel, study and work, and also train in a traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future, because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. Just like the ones we talked about today, the education is definitely not enough to protect the younger generations. So I really want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do that, my goal right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel. So your likes and comments will help to boost my videos to new viewers who have never seen my videos before. So it'd be great if you can help me out. And we are working on our step 3, step 4 of trying to make merchandise and selling them, and also starting our new stage performing unit with Team Alsace Show, the 4 of us. So I hope you can look forward to that too. And please let me know in the comments if you have noticed, but I have been lacking so much sleep. I only slept for 4 hours last night because it was this day. Right now when I'm recording this is actually a Monday, and it's right after the day of the weekly training live stream. And whenever we do the weekly training live streams, it tends to take about an hour and a while, so it ends around 12:30, and then we have a lot of adrenaline because we just did a live stream, so we can't sleep immediately. So I work for another few hours, and then it's like 2 or 3, and then I have to wake up because the next day is a Monday. We have to wake up to let our first daughter Hinata go to kindergarten. So Adavi and I are always super exhausted after Sunday. But please let me know if you've noticed. If not, that's good news. So please be honest with this question, okay? Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.